Welcome back to the channel. This is the Megane 225 that we've had in the shop that we've uploaded a few videos recently about. We've had it running on the Motec system now. Everything's been fine. We did upgrade the throttle body while we're here, so this is now running a Bosch 54mm throttle body, which basically gives us no restriction across the throttle body anymore. It's working out quite well for us. We had to make up an adapter block, and we've also plumbed into that so that the rising rate reg gets its own individual cylinder, like individual manifold pressure read now, rather than sharing it with blow-off valves and everything else. So that was just to make it a little bit nicer. As you can see, we've got our flex sensor plumbed in as well. The tune that we've just been running through now is on 98 octane petrol. We haven't put ethanol into it yet. This car has a factory style TD04. It has been like it's a hybrid turbo. We're not certain what size wheels they've actually put in it, but it's there. It's got a K-Tech air intake as well. It's been running really well. We'll just show you some dyno graphs here. So basically what we're looking at here is the yellow line is how it was when it was delivered to us, and the red and the blue lines are now how it is now, and it's repeatable. We've got like a whole heap of other runs that we've done, and it's always the same kind of a number. So what we've got here, if you look at it, this graph just here, this is the flywheel power, and you can see we're at like 380 now, 378.7 and 380.7. When it came in, it was at 330. We don't have a boost number for when it first came in, but we have the boost numbers on where we're at now, and when we make peak power, it's at like 1.3 bars. So this is 2.3, or like, yeah, 236 kilopascals, or 2.3 bar absolute. So it's 1.36 bar of boost. So it's not a massive amount of boost, but basically at that point, it's kind of running out of turbos, so that's just where the whole thing is going to sit at. It's all been pretty happy with this. The main reason you would have seen before this, we showed you a video of when we ran the injectors, and we managed to find 4 injectors out of the 8 that we were supplied that were within 2%, and we've loaded them into the car. What we've done now is, after that run, we've actually just pulled the spark plugs out, just so we can have a little bit of a look at them and just see how it's all burning. What you'll notice from this is cylinder 1, this is cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4. So if you look on the side electrode's pretty good. It's kind of cleaned up almost right down to the bottom of the strap. It hasn't gone too far, so our timing is pretty good in the engine. It's got a nice kind of a honey colored about the center ceramic, so that's all pretty good. This one's kind of the same. Cylinder 2, this was the one that was a little bit low on injector flow, and as you can see, it's a little bit whiter, so we're actually going to put a couple % of fuel just into that one cylinder. We thought we'd probably have to, but we just wanted to run them and see exactly where we finished up. And if you look over here, cylinder 1's all pretty happy. You can see that even with the side electrode, it's still got a little bit of soot right down near the bottom, so it's not like we've over advanced it. It's all pretty happy. You can see we've got soot around the outside, which is still pretty good. We haven't overcooked it. It hasn't burnt down the side. It's all really pretty safe. They're all quite similar, so there's nothing to really get too concerned about here. So it's kind of reaffirmed what we kind of were seeing in the tune anyway, because obviously we've got individual knock sensor data available to us, so we could see what was going on. Cylinder 1 has been a little bit happy, if you like, on the knock sensor, so we have had to pull 1.5 degrees of timing out of that right at the top end, because it just wanted to have a tiny little bit of a rattle. But everything basically seems pretty happy with all of this, so we're pretty happy with it. Now that we've finished basically our 98 tune stuff, we're going to run it on E85. Generally we put E85 in these engines, we make like an extra 6 to 8% of power on it. So this will push us up over the 400 horsepower limit for this car. There's still enough injector here available to us because it's got the Siemens, I think they're 890 or 900 cc injectors, so there's enough left in it. What we're kind of finding now though is we're actually running out of turbo. If it had a bigger turbo, I'm certain we could go further. The cams that are in this engine would let us go further, but at the moment our turbo pressure really starts to drop off hard from about 5600. So, and that's just a back pressure build up, and it's just running out of efficiency and everything else. We can make 1.6, 1.7 bar down at 4000, but once we get past about 55, 5600, then we've got to taper our boost request off because basically the turbo just can't make it, and it's basically tapped out at 1.3 bar of boost at 6 grand. So we could make more power if we get more boost at the top end, because these camshafts generally will run to 7, but the turbo that's on the car at the moment won't. So that's the limiting factor. Thanks for joining us again. Stay tuned. We'll have another updated video on this once we put in an E85. On just a side note, we've had a couple of people send us private messages saying my tuner hasn't flowed my injectors and he doesn't pull spark plugs and he hasn't checked any of this, should I be worried? And if your tuner's happy with what he's done and you're happy with the results you've got, don't stress about it too much. And especially if it's a flash tune. If it's a reflash tune, there's only a certain amount that the tuner can really do, because on this car and even a Megane 3, it's not a wideband lambda sensor, so it can't do closed loop fuel control under load. This car in particular, it can't do individual cylinder knock control really, because it doesn't know whether it's cylinder 1 or cylinder 4, because normally these don't have a camshaft sensor. So if he's happy with the tune, it's something he's used before, don't get too worried about it. We generally pull plugs and we flow injectors just because we want to be nice and safe and certain about what we're doing. If your tuner doesn't feel that he needs to do that, don't get too upset about it. It's just what he feels comfortable with, or he doesn't see a gain in it. But you know, when we're trying to get the best tune that we possibly can for you, we find that there's a need for it, and that's why we generally do it as part of our tuning process. And a lot of high-end tuners all do the same, so it's just a tuner preference. But once again, thanks for joining in. Keep an eye out. We'll have another update for this car on when it's on E85. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.